Hey guys, it's Sir Harry. Welcome back. Time for some more World of Tanks. And first of all, happy 2018. It's mid-March almost. How sad is that? This is my first video of the year. Sorry for not getting something out sooner, guys, but things have been pretty crazy at home and at work. A couple of notes too. Thanks to everybody that sent me some little gift boxes there over Christmas. Really appreciate that. Some great consumables. And certainly really nice to see you guys thinking of me over the holidays. Hope you had a great time. As of the end of Feb, I guess you don't have to worry about watching ads before my videos anymore either. If you follow YouTube, you'll know that they demonetize channels that have under, it's like 1,000 subscribers or something. So not there yet, almost at 200. Thanks to you guys. Yeah, for now anyway, you don't have to worry about ads. Had a request way back in the fall for a video featuring the Panzer III. And once we clarified which variant of the Panzer III, in fact, the viewer was looking for the Panzer III J. Did a couple of battles and came up with some good replays for you, so hopefully you'll enjoy this. We'll look at the Panzer III J first, and then we'll crack on with a couple of Ace Tanker replays. So what do you need to know about the Panzer III J? Well, it's a little Tier 4 German medium tank. It almost plays a bit like a light tank. It's pretty quick. It's got a very fast firing gun if you choose the 50mm. There are two viable guns. I do prefer the 5cm. It's fast firing. It fires every 2.4 seconds, does 70 damage. 67 pen isn't bad, and you can up that to 130 with the premium rounds, so you can defeat, say, a Matilda or some of the other heavily armored targets that you might see at Tier 4, 5, and 6. It's got a 2.2 second aim time, and 0.38 dispersion is not amazing, so you do have to wait for it to aim in every time you move the tank or turn the turret. The other gun is a short, stubby little 75mm gun. It does 110 damage, which is fantastic, but it's only got 43 pen. The reload's pretty good at about 4 seconds, and over 0.5 dispersion. Yeah, that's awful. I found this one really hard to play with. It was almost like the derp guns you get on the mid-tier British tanks, like the the Cromwell. The shell just takes forever to get there, so there's very little hope of hitting anything at a distance. Certainly if it's moving, you pretty much have to be up close and personal to guarantee you're going to hit anything with this. So again, the 50mm for me is definitely the go-to gun on the Panzer III J. But hey, you know what? Try them both out, see what you like. You can definitely have some fun with the 75mm if you're firing high explosive, and especially down at Tier 4. You can make some targets go away in a hurry. I mentioned this was a quick little medium tank, and it sure is. You can do 64 kilometers an hour forward, 20 in reverse, max speed, and it's got a 22 horsepower per ton specific power, so it gets up to speed really quickly. It's fantastic. It's got over 90 degrees per second combined hull turret traverse, so you can circle strafe targets and use that fast firing 50mm gun to pick them apart quickly. That's really nice. As far as armor goes, nothing special. 50mm on the lower glacis there, and it's pretty flat, so you don't really get much of an increase due to any kind of sloping. It is a little bigger, a little thicker, sorry, 70.1 effective on that upper glacis there by the driver port, 80mm effective, which is really nice actually on the front of the turret. That is the gun mantlet. It's huge. It covers pretty much the entire turret front. That little cupola on top, actually it's not little, it's pretty darn big, but it's 90mm effective if you hit it dead center, and of course that'll increase as you go towards the edges on the rounded surfaces. 30mm on the sides is not going to stop a whole lot, and you can get penned by high explosive shells, so you got to be careful there. So let's jump right into our first battle. We're in a Tier 4 battle, and we are on steps, and you can see it's in counter mode, so the cap is way over on the east side of the map there. I'm going to head over in that general direction. I'm going to see who else from my team goes down towards the cap. You never want to cap or try to cap really early in a battle on encounter mode, because especially on this map, you can't shoot at anything unless it's right there. You take your gun out of the fight, and the enemy knows where you are, so you're basically putting your team at a disadvantage, and it takes so long, even with 3 tanks in encounter mode, that it's pretty easy for the enemy team to rush a few tanks down there and at least get resets, if not destroy you. So I'm going to go up to this rock here. This is kind of a standard sort of TD location if you're playing the normal mode, the standard battle. In encounter, obviously everyone spawns way off to the west there, and you can see the vast majority of our team are actually staying in the west. We've just got the little M3 Stuart there heading down towards the cap. The Panzer I C is out in front of me there, hiding behind that rock. That's a pretty common scout location no matter what mode you're in. And our Cruiser 4 is YOLOing right down the trench in the middle of the map. I guess he's figuring he wants to go see where the enemy is and and might be able to get some damage in, I guess, before he gets killed. So while I'm sitting here waiting, knowing that Tier 4, everyone has really, really terrible view range, I'm just going to blind fire some bushes. Again, with this little 50 mil gun, it reloads pretty quickly, so if something did pop up, I don't have to worry about waiting for a reload. And sure enough, there's an Su-76M, the little Russian TD. Great gun on that thing, but definitely not the sturdiest tank in the world, not a lot of armor. Oh, and there we go. Oh, okay, so there's the Matilda. Behind the rock there, obviously, I can't get shots. And even from this range with premium rounds, because the penetration does drop off over distance, I'd be really hard-pressed to pen that Matilda. Maybe unless I got flush side shots. So now the Stuart's getting rushed. There's at least 3, now 4 enemy tanks over by the cap. It looks like the enemy's trying to secure that area. Now, whether or not they're going to try to cap, we'll have to wait and see. Again, generally a really bad idea this early in the game to try to cap. So my first instinct is to run to the west. I don't want to be sitting there in what would be the open in the event that they crest up over that hill, but now you can see they've started capping. So we do have a lot of time to react, but of course I don't want to abandon the cap completely. Our Panzer I-C is doing some pretty good work, doing some drive-by spotting there, trying to stay alive. Hopefully he doesn't get decisively engaged, because he won't last long against 4 tanks. There he is there, going back for another run, and again trying to spot so our artillery can get some shots in and hopefully get some reset. So I'm going to go down and play this corner. It looks like the enemy is entirely dedicated to capping right now. There's the Panzer 38T, great little German medium tank. Czech medium tank technically, but who's counting? And you can see here, look at this gun bloom. Look at how big that gun reticle gets as I round the corner there. Every time I move the tank, move the turret, the gun bloom just absolutely mushrooms. And you can see it's really affecting my chance of getting a good shot here. I'm trying to pick the cupola of the Panzer 38T off so I don't expose too much of my tank, but it's just not working. I'm putting lots of shots in the dirt. Oh, there's the enemy Stuart. Probably has a lot of cap points. Let's try to get a reset. And sure enough there, you can see I took about half the enemy cap points off. So that's pretty good. We've averted disaster, I guess, right away. There's the Panzer 38T, but I see the Turan in behind, and the Turan I haven't hit yet, so he probably has the most cap points there compared at least to the Panzer 38T, and sure enough, you can see the points drop off. I was aiming at the 38T there, and because I was moving, my shot actually lagged a little bit behind the 38T and went and hit the Turan, so there you go. Take the 38T out. Even with auto aim on, you can see, I guess you pretty much have to drive straight ahead to try to get any kind of accuracy. And we take the Turan out finally. And meanwhile in the west, my entire team pretty much went there except for a few of us, so they've absolutely overwhelmed the enemy in the west. Now it's just the Matilda and the Arty left. So let's go see what we can do. You can see I'm already loading APCR rounds, because I know if I run into that Matilda, I'm absolutely going to need it to have any chance of penetrating, unless I can get really flush side shots or rear shots. So there's the Arty there taking some hits. You can see they've been spotted. They're probably going to get taken out pretty quick. Yeah, there you go. So now it's just the Matilda, and let's see what we can do. It's still probably in that area behind the rock where they were spotted originally. Yep, there they are. So we're going to try to get auto aim on and just use our speed and our really fast turning radius, turning speed to try to overwhelm this Matilda, because it looks like he's got the fast-firing 2-pounder gun, which is a really, really great little gun. High penetration, high rate of fire. You can see even with the APCR, I'm still having trouble penning unless I'm exactly 90 degrees on. And there you go, the T-40 steals the kill. 15-3, total raffle stomp, but it did illustrate some of the points I was talking about, especially with that gun bloom and the fact that even with the fast rate of fire, you have to let it aim. So first class mastery badge, 540, just over 540 XP, 767 damage. So not terrible. I made 14,000 credits. But you can see there, I fired 30 shots, only 17 hit, and 13 of those penned. Alright, time for our second battle now, and we're in a Tier 5 battle on Ensk. You can see it's in counter mode again, and the enemy team has a lot of big scary Tier 5 tanks with lots of armor, the Churchill and the KV-1, and that M4, if he has the derp gun. Of course, I'm always worried about those if I'm in a tank that doesn't have a lot of hit points. If he hits me in the side with that 30 mils of side armor and penetrates me, I could be out of the game in a hurry. So right off the bat, I want to head into the city and see what's going on, try to get some spots, maybe a bit of early damage, and I'm not entirely sure what my team's doing here. You can see all the heavies are still clustered up in the north side of the corner of the map there. The enemy M5 Stuart has just done a scouting run, probably spotted them all. Oh, there's a Skoda T-24, great little Tier 5 Czech tank, Czechoslovakian tank, and so there's 3 of us here, the Lee, the M4 and myself all putting fire into him, and he gets taken out pretty quickly. You can see this 50 mil gun, even though the pen's pretty good, I was bouncing off the front plate of that T-24 there. It's not a perfect gun, but you know, with auto aim on, if you're not moving too much, you can definitely hit your targets, and then it just comes down to the armor and the angle and all that stuff to see whether or not you can actually penetrate. So it seems like there's no enemies in the city. Okay, there's a Lago down in the south. It looks like they've realized there's nobody there either, and that we're advancing. So now you can see the Lukes and the Lago both advancing towards my location there. So I'm thinking I'm going to come around the corner, get auto aim on, and start circle strafing the Lago, but I think better of it with this aim time, the bloom on the gun. Why wouldn't I just pause, take some cover at least, and do a fully aimed shot. So you can see there, that worked out well. I got the first shot in. I bounced the second off the front of his turret, and he misses me, so I was pretty lucky to thread that shot through. I'm not as lucky the third time. You can see the shot misses there. The Lukes is whipping around behind me there, and oh, the enemy DW2's come back as well. I get one shot into him, and I'm going to back up so I don't have the Lago coming around the corner and I don't take fire from two sides. But you can see the the DW2 and I are bouncing shots. If you remember my video on the DW2, the pen on the gun's not great. I do switch to premium rounds here, and I get some shots through the front plate before the Lukes absolutely vaporizes that Tier 4 German heavy tank. So now the Lago's back, and but you can see up to the north there, the Lee and the Electo are kind of backing me up, as is the Luke. So the Lago's come around the corner into 4 guns. Never a good idea, and because of my fast rate of fire, I'm lucky enough to get the kill. So we seem to have managed to sort of repel the enemy attack there up in the field, and we're holding our own there, but there's still a lot of big scary tanks the enemy has down in the southeast corner of the map. But you see they've pretty much lost map control now, so we can flank them. Oh, there's the enemy already. All right, let's see if we can find a shot and take the clicker out of the game. You see I'm having trouble actually finding silhouette. I put one off, looks like it hits the gun, and now the Lukes is determined to get into my way, and I want to be careful because he's pretty low on health there, and if I do hit him, I'll kill him. And of course, maybe because he stole my kill there, that might not have been a bad thing. No, I would never do that on purpose. Kill an enemy tank, or a friendly tank rather, to stop him from getting the kill. Which video was it I put up a while back there where the Lukes was taking all my kills? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Lukes is a great little tank, lots of fun, and that guy had a pretty good game, so he just ran out of luck there at the end. So now we've got a real brawl going on here. We've got the KV-1, we've got a Martyr, an M8, oh, and I go around the corner just a little bit too much. The Martyr 38T puts a shot into me. I thought I was safe. So I obviously stuck the corner of my hull around, so instead I'm going to side scrape out. Not that I expect my armor to bounce anything, but certainly I might be able to avoid getting shot. Oh, and now the M8's coming after me. Artie puts in a great shot there. I missed the kill on the M8. The Electo gets it, but now we can get a shot into the Martyr 38T. Whoa, there's a KV-1. Go, 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 go. Get out of there, and now the enemy Lukes is right in front of me. So I'm going full premium rounds right now. You know, things are pretty fast and furious, and I can't afford to bounce a shot if I'm potentially shooting at tanks or being shot at by tanks on all sides. So you can see there I auto aim on the KV-1, and our AMX-40, the Duck, puts a shot into my side. Thanks, Duck. What do you want? Low tier play, right? It's all good. It's lots of fun. And now we've got their M4 facing off against our Lee. I would definitely give that to the M4 if it was even in terms of hit points and everything. But the M4 is there. I come around the corner. I tried to get a shot in the back of the KV-1. Couldn't thread it through, but managed to take the M4 Sherman out. And it did look like he had the derp gun. Let's finish off the KV-1 last kill. There we go. So Ace Tanker, fighter medal for 4 kills. Yeah, definitely a bit more of a hectic battle than the last one. Certainly lots going on. You can see how we put the speed of the Panzer III J to use. Getting around the battlefield and putting shots into the sides and rear. 1,135 damage and 1,041 base XP. Again, I managed to pen, I guess, about half of my shots, so not terrible. I guess with city fighting, of course, you can kind of hide behind corners and wait for enemies to pop out, so you can have a chance to aim, and that gun bloom might not be quite as bad as it is in open country. So that's the Panzer III J. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and please consider clicking like if you didn't like the video. Please tell me why, and make suggestions so I can put out some videos you'll like next time. This is Sir Harry. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Cheers.